you see any high school people wearing high school sweaters who were no longer in high school?
Nope. Everyone was bundled up. It was freezing.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But no high school bomber jackets?
Oh, no.
In high school? Okay.
I told him I went to a bar and I got served at 19 wearing one of my Garber High School softball hoodies.
Oh, yeah.
I walked into a bar wearing high school apparel
And she's like,
still
who
got
does
served.
that? I'm like, basically a lot of people.
And still got served.
It was really easy to get served when we were not 21.
If you know where to go, it's still easy to get served.
But they were all bad men and women, right, Rob?
Very bad.
Yes.
Bad.
They weren't to me at the time, but looking back.
Man.
We are Squawking Dead, a podcast pulverizing programs beyond the Walking Dead universe. Sometimes we give you news, sometimes we make you laugh. Most time, we taste like freedom.
Dave was so excited to do that intro.
Today we're here to talk to you about It Welcome to Derry's 6th episode of its inaugural season, titled In the Name of the Father. Amen. Says the non-Christian of the crowd. I'm back, everybody. I was back during our last recording of Pluribus. The dummy of the It Welcome to Derry series is here doing his little clown tricks behind the scenes that were cut out from this recording. I did the Pennywise dance. You totally missed it, but if you watch it on the unedited episode,
I wouldn't say that I missed it, but okay.
Well, lucky you, Bridget. Lucky you and Jason. By the way, Jason's in the crowd. That can't go without saying. It's been a while since we had somebody in the crowd, since Francisco's days during our Fallout coverage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The last person in the chat was you, annoying me.
Well, I don't really count. Well, that's a good point, but get over here, like Scorpion.
You need to really dig into this, guys.
Yeah. Did you talk about this already? Yes, we did. Thank you.
Oh, you did? Oh, that's a shame.
Oh, Miss Bridget. Can we talk about this next?
Oh, I guess I missed it.
Miss Bridget.
Jason, so much
They're
stuff's getting cut
lying
out.
on me.
Oh my God. I can see that kid in this series, and it's Pennywise. And you brought a friend with you.
You're lying on me.
Like Scooby-Doo.
Anyway, so much is going to cut out. He does, though, a little, right?
He does a little bit, yeah.
When you do it.
Well, what's his name? Not Alex Skarsgård. What's his name? Is it Bill Skarsgård?
Bill Skarsgård, yeah.
He has a higher register. It's so weird.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
what? Okay, we're gonna talk about this now. When you look at the photo of Robert Gray, it kind of looks like Bill Skarsgård, but then when you see what Ingrid sees in the depths of Juniper Hill Asylum, it does not look like the photo at all.
Oh,
It
because
looks
like,
way
so
less
comical.
sinister.
I just have to say,
See,
I'm sorry. I get I get what they were trying to do,
it's your
but like the prosthetic that they added to his head is just like, dude, why is your head like that? Like it's unnecessary.
because she hasn't seen him since she was 8. So that's how he looked like
Distorted
to her.
view.
Yeah, of your dad.
It's just wild. Just like a bulbous head. Just a
He looks like a light bulb with strands.
Why he was
Right?
good to be a clown.
Right. That's what she cherished. I say only this to say, because in the photo, he looks like a man with a deeper register. But then when you look at him through the porthole, and then he talks,
it's
he has this higher register.
Yeah.
It's so
So his Scooby-Doo is kind of like, hey?
It's your papa. You're like, what?
Wait, I have the quote.
What? Why are you talking like that?
Pumpkin. It's me, Papa. Oh, I missed you all these years. No.
Oh my god.
Don't be scared. I can explain everything. Just open the door and let me in. Let me in.
Oh my gosh.
What in the world? It's just because he's so excited to be here.
Yes.
Yeah. For the rest of the month on squawkingdead.com, we are featuring our merch, and it will be 20% off for the rest of the month in honor of Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Also, why not? Enjoy it while it lasts, because at the end of the month, it goes back to regular price. So there's some really cool stuff at squawkingdead.com. Hit the main menu, choose shop merch and the sub menu for the new merch, or hit the page and you could hit the new merch and check it out for yourself. Yeah, I highly recommend it. Our Kirk
all
Manley
right.
designs are out too. I know I mentioned it in the last time I was on here. I probably. And there's some really cool embroidered designs with that merch. And Jason said he got the heavyweight shirt and it's good quality.
Nice.
Jason, if you can send me a photo of you in it before this episode comes out, I could probably
you
show
little
you in
cutie
it.
patootie.
That'd be
cute.
awesome.
He's got a good build on him. Not to comment on his
Whoa.
looks, but
Whoa,
just wanna
David.
say-
Whoa, I was trying to be like nice, and then Dave took it a little
it.
too far.
Bridget's here. I'm up here.
The line is in the middle.
Andy's married, Jason. I don't know why he does this.
Oh, me? I'm married. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
well,
you're
you know.
married.
Oh,
Anyway.
yeah. Me.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
me?
married?
You're lying on me. Anyway. All right. Well, in the name of the Father, how does the title relate to this episode? Rachel, would you like to state the obvious thing first?
Yeah, there's several obvious things. We dealt with a lot of literal fathers this episode. There's a whole theme of daddies and papas and pickled
Pudders.
fathers. So we see a little bit of Lily's dad. Ooh.
Again,
Say it right.
Again.
he keeps
Again.
coming back.
What do you
know.
call him? Pickle Octo Dad. That's
Oh,
who you-
yeah. Pickle Octo Dad.
Can't even get your own nickname straight.
No, I know. I make them up on the fly. I don't remember them. Just comes
Shame.
to me
They're
in the
really
wind.
good.
Well, that's why we record these, and then we can go back later and find out. Ronnie and her dad are reunited, which is
Mhm.
awesome. Kind of bittersweet because I don't really know where that's going to go or how that's going to
It can
pan out. But it was nice to see in this episode anyway. Of course, we gained a considerable insight into Ingrid's
Papa.
very sad, very delusional psyche this
Yep.
episode. I
Mhm.
feel really bad for Ingrid.
Any other fathers? Just to throw that in there. Just thinking
Yeah.
out loud.
Will.
Well, Will and his
Yeah.
dad had a
Mhm.
special
Brawl.
little interaction
Mhm.
there.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
kind of,
Oh.
I mean, obviously taking notes, I'm paying a little bit more attention, but I want to say that was a closed fist that hit Will. I mean, he should be way more
it was a-
devastated if that's the case.
It looked like a backhand.
Looked like a
I
backhand.
thought.
Yeah.
It was definitely a hook, but it could have been a slap. It was definitely a forward motion.
Was it? I thought he backhanded him.
Uh,
All right. I'll have to go back and look at that.
Yeah, it definitely looked like a backhand to
I'm
me.
definitely going to show it on the screen now.
Yeah.
I thought it was a
Yeah.
slap either way. I didn't think it was punch.
Right.
I thought so too, but I after looking at it more carefully, I think it might have been, but there's such a difference between those two things.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Charlotte's right to be kind of ticked off.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, not everybody was in favor of corporal punishment, although it did seem like most people might have been.
It would have been fairly the norm. But the issue
Yeah.
is that Will was right. Derry is getting to him because it's not how he would have interacted with his son otherwise. To
Right.
be fair, he did just kill his best friend.
Yeah.
I did write that in my notes.
It's a high stress situation. Like,
yeah.
he's going through all kinds of grief and emotions that he probably doesn't know how to process in that moment. And it just kind of came out. It's
Yeah.
not right that he did it, but I can see how
Exactly.
it ended up that way.
And they don't have the
Exactly.
kind of grief processing that we do
Oh,
now.
no. Not
It's
even
just
a little
like,
bit.
deal with it.
Yep. Pretty much.
Well, and then there's the misplaced priorities too. He's more interested in figuring out, well, I got to get Shaw's thing done, because if the sooner I get Shaw's thing done, General Francis Shaw, the sooner Black people in America could be leveled up. Is I think what is in his head that there's some
There's some
sacrifices
sort
that
of
need to be made.
psychological.
Mm.
Yeah, I could see you justifying everything that you do
Yeah.
for the military through that.
Well, and then let's
Mm-hmm.
dovetail it to the emotional level. It'll make everything that has happened thus far worth it. My best friend dying.
Can you imagine
Yeah.
leaving
Can't be
it
for nothing.
now? Your best friend died. All these other men died under your watch, essentially. So you're going to feel some level of blame. He has to go through with it now. I can
Right,
understand
the
that.
fallacy of sunk cost, etc.
Mhm.
Otherwise, these deaths mean nothing. Yeah. absolutely.
Remember what he said in the first episode. He was upset that they didn't go further in the Korean War and they just stopped.
Mhm.
So it's interesting to kind of process. Well, it's kind of like a Chekhov's or, well, Leroy's gun. Like into what might happen near the end. We say a lot of things, or I don't know, I say at least, a lot of things that may happen throughout the or at least the season, establish themselves firmly as a foundation in the first episode. Well, this is what the character is, so you don't be surprised at the end if he pulls something differently, or she. Any other in the name of the father? This is references. What could be what Ingrid does in her father's name?
Sacrificing children, potentially.
Mabel and that
She's
other
definitely
girl.
helping lure kids to him.
Well, but we got to be careful because it's not Bob Gray. It's Pennywise.
Right.
But she thinks it's Bob Gray.
I was talking about two different things. Yeah. Leroy thinking that the only way out is through. In a way, it is similar to the town itself. What it feels it must do in lieu of their sheriff's dismissal. Or chief. He's a chief.
He's the
Bowers.
chief.
There was a reference that was dropped when they're trying to figure out who to call, and they're signaling out the barons and the railway, which I don't know if this is a reference in the book, but in the miniseries at the very least, the barons is where the kids go to get Pennywise. I want to know where they filmed the original miniseries because it's so creepy. But Bowers comes in and he goes, "They're not there, you idiots." So he just jumps in, and then he does the Maynard, I know where they are. Yep. Which Sharon D would have loved. But one of the guys mentions, should we get the Boone brothers? And the Boone brothers rolled with young Henry Bowers, or at least the descendants of the Boone brothers rolled with Henry Bowers in the Bowers gang later on in the 60s/80s, depending on which film or book you want to go by. You know, the biker jackets, the switchblade with the comb. Just kidding. Whatever.
Surprised I never made reference to Henry's other, like, I guess there's the Boone brothers and there's Patrick Hostetter, who's the one who dies and becomes his ghost.
Right.
Or Pennywise uses to hunt Henry.
Patrick's the one in the book who, because he's so crazy, Pennywise has no idea what to do with him. Right? Correct? Okay. I've been listening to a lot of stuff about him recently, how like no series has really done him justice because no series has really covered the fact that he was so unstable that Pennywise is like, this dude weirds me out, actually. I don't know what to do with him. Like, I can't scare him because he's like,
no, I think he just ends up just killing
crazy.
him.
So that's been interesting. And most people say that the films did it better than the miniseries, but that's still lacking. So it's just interesting to know that he was like so out there that Pennywise is like,
Well, it kind of makes sense.
I don't know,
because you want the audience to be afraid of Pennywise too. And if Pennywise is kind of concerned that this Hofstadter fella is going to be a liability, it kind of weakens your villain.
Well, I think it requires a lot of backstory for a character that doesn't last very long. So I think that's really where the decision to trim him has come from. Had it been like a mini series again, then maybe they could have done it, but they did 2 movies instead. There's just not enough room for everything. That's why we don't have extensive movie lore about the turtle.
Right.
Because the book is like 1,100 pages long or whatever.
Let me start with this very important question. Hank says a friend of mine reached out to Ms. Hanlon.
Yes.
This is going to lead to a lot of big conversation on this whole series. Did Ingrid orchestrate this whole thing?
Clearly, obviously.
Right.
Yeah.
Ingrid's also the one who called Bowers with the anonymous tip. Yeah,
at the
it's
end,
very clear. Yeah.
But it goes back so far, though. Okay, could Ingrid have even orchestrated Lily's father's demise? And might we see that in the next few episodes? Because it's father to father.
Oh.
She wants a similar relationship so that they can bond together of their dead dad's club.
That's true.
Wait, so hold on, you lost me there.
I know, it's a big thing to consider.
You're saying that
Dave is saying
Ingrid
before,
somehow sent the kids to the theater?
Yes.
Dave is saying before that even. Before Ingrid even knows Lily, because Lily did not go to Juniper Hill until after her dad died.
Right.
Which is before the series starts.
So incredibly used by Pennywise that she helped to facilitate Lily's dad dying.
To what end? That doesn't make any sense.
To end up in a race war fever pitch, to smuggle in more children, because you can see the missing children posters already are pretty, of all these other children that we don't even know about. So a lot of things are happening behind the scenes. And if they can get all the parents distracted on this crazy manhunt race war thing that's about to happen. How many children could you possibly take for yourself? She says she wants enough to free her father, enough sustenance.
Does she think the kids are the key to that, or just death and destruction in general?
Maybe both.
Or
the
both?
Kids to feed, the death and destruction to facilitate his hibernation, and maybe it helps him. Who knows? I can kind of see where
she thinks if more people die horrifically, her dad will be released from
whatever curse he's told her he's under.
Curse. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And maybe she's right, too. Can enough blood that's spilled break him out of his prison?
Okay.
I'm asking you as the experts.
She was
Well, he's
told
not actually
that.
in a prison. That's not actually her dad. That's just Pennywise or it being like, I'm your dad.
Right.
Do this for me. Like, it's not really him.
But if he convinced her, then I could see her doing that, yeah.
She's obviously grief-stricken and misses her dad enough to believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Or he can be doing what he always does. And it's, I guess it just wasn't enough for your dear old papa. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Better luck next time. He'll be 97.
Yeah, well, this is going to be the third cycle that she's seen.
Well, the first cycle, I imagine her dad was still around, and is when it
all
first saw
happened.
Pennywise to take that image and use it to lure kids in.
Yep.
I guess we'll find out eventually.
Yeah.
Well, I hope so. That would be really cool if we get a little bit more detail.
She also said something interesting to Lily, and I don't know if I misinterpreted it or if I heard it wrong. To me, it implied that Ingrid thinks Lily was the catalyst for Pennywise coming back.
Okay, so I did just think that when we were talking about this. How did I not think of this last week when we were talking about this? You remember how we were talking about the inciting incidents?
Yes.
The black spot and everything else. You know how we were talking about
the Bradley gang, the Ironworks.
Some of this was after we were recording because I didn't want to spoil anything unintentionally for the audience. So what is the pickle canning factory accident considered? Because it's not at the end of a cycle. But it is during a cycle, and it is a freak accident. Is there an inciting incident for each cycle and then another one at the end of it?
Well, the black auger thing.
The one at the end, the augury, whatever they believe is what they call it, is usually a big event with mass casualties.
Right. Yeah.
And an inciting incident is usually like one act of violence or horror that kind of wakes him up. So that kind of happens in chapter 2 when the kids beat up the gay dude and throw him over the bridge. So, and that's what wakes Pennywise up.
You're right.
Who talked about that? The Falcon?
So, do we think that the pickle canning factory accident could have been the inciting incident for this cycle?
I think that's very possible.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Kind of goes back to the first episode where I said incorrectly, I will admit that's fine.
Right.
I know it's a big thing. Because I had been thinking about it. What came first, the chicken or the egg? Is it Derry?
Dave.
Are they that bad? And then you find out, then I find out, it's the thing, this entity is millions of years old. Right.
12/1/2025.
It does make sense. I've been wrong so many times. I don't know why you're writing it down.
Because you admitted it freely. Thank you, Jason. Exactly. You said he was wrong.
Jason.
Okay.
Jason.
Now, why were you wrong,
You're
David? Let's hear. Tell us more about how wrong you were.
Up here. Even though I am wrong, there is some validity to what I'm saying. Is that but the people, they are awful, which is why Pennywise is like, I just locked out. I'm in the best town in the. I mean, obviously Pennywise came first and nurtures the Pennywise emissions in the water supply, etc.
He's soiled the ground on
right.
Which I think even if he were gone, Dave, this town would still be plagued by unnecessary anger and resentment. I think the ground is no good anymore.
Well, and it could be even Stephen King saying himself, there is evil in the hearts of men. And as long as there is evil in the hearts of men, there always will be evil in the hearts of men. Things like Pennywise can persist, etc., which is why the incident that gets kicked off may not even have anything to do with Pennywise at all. It's just it's like the birds are tweeting. That's how he decides to wake. It's an alarm clock for him.
He hears screams and he's like, oh,
someone's calling my name.
Beautiful alarm to wake up to.
It's literally the title sequence music for him.
It's like some fear enters in the air and he follows it like a pie grabbing him in a cartoon.
It's a Pied Piper, except there's one
follows the pie smell line.
It's just flying. I hate the opening song.
What?
I hate
Really?
it.
I had this thought this morning. It's like I kind of want to make it my alarm clock sound,
Ugh, I
actually.
hate
Oh my gosh.
I don't
But
want
then I
that.
thought
I don't
about
like it
it
that
and I'm like,
much.
what if I snooze it? Oh my God, what a nightmare.
I hate it so much. Okay. And also, that'll ruin any song because I ruined the band Fisher Spooner for my roommates because I had that CD set in my CD alarm clock.
Mm.
They hated me, and also they hated Fisher Spooner as a result. But
At
and
least.
Fisher Spooner's a really good band, so I ruined like a really good band for them. I hate it so much that I cannot watch the opening.
I love it. I don't know
As
about you
soon
guys.
as it starts, I'm like, nope. Like I can't stand it.
It puts me in such a good mood.
I like it.
You're not missing a lot, but you are missing the.
I know that it's changing. I don't care.
It's
Is it
slightly. If you really go back and listen, there's this undertone that's gradually getting louder
You're
singing
every
the sound.
episode.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Not visually, but audibly.
Someone had done an interview with the showrunner, and they had talked about how like there was some change.
It just gets a little louder each episode and gets a little more eerie in the
I can't
background.
stand it. I can't stand
Good to know.
I don't know
Good
if it's
to
like uncanny valley for me or something, but something about it, I'm just like, bleh. Turn it off.
You're saying the
Skip.
synthetic noise is too synthetic? The
No, like the
pops and
song
stuff?
itself is
Okay.
well, that too is
No,
kind of
the song
annoying.
is
Like,
real.
oh God, but okay, well, I would have hated it. You know what I mean? Like if
Sure.
I had been alive then, I would have been like, it would have been my Katy Perry, I Kissed a Girl. I hate
No,
it.
now I don't. But that's okay. I
Okay,
get you.
I'm sorry. 2008. That's all they played on the radio, and I worked in a restaurant
It's true.
with a radio.
We should go back to the thing that kicks things off. It really goes to the greater commentary that I think she is the one who orchestrates everything. She just sets the Rube Goldberg machine in motion to suit her needs. This includes the affair with Hank Grogan. This includes possibly getting involved in the murder of what? Something wrong with? To say Hank Grogan wrong with?
I
the
just
tits?
pictured her being like really old at the fair in chapter 2 and just like walking by and being like, that guy's gay.
Wait, what? Oh, because of the Falcon. Okay.
She just like walks over. She's like, that guy's gay.
She kind of pulled me on that one.
To incite the violence. I don't.
It's okay, I get it.
I'm sorry. that guy's gay.
Who's gay? Like the residents of Derry
I'm
started to
sorry.
get animated.
I'm so
gosh.
sorry.
If Ingrid's job is to incite these things and her personal goal is to save her dad.
But
Oh.
no, I keep picturing Ingrid. I can't like old Ingrid.
What we just
I
wow.
can't stop picturing it. I'm sorry.
Anyway,
It's so
sorry,
stupid.
Rachel.
If she is inciting these things and you know it's to save her dad, it's to feed Pennywise, whatever, she would be doing it far more often than 25 to 30 years.
Yes,
She might be.
If this was in hopes of saving her dad, she would be constantly inciting things to try and save him.
And maybe she has.
But it only works when the cycle comes up. Is that kind of the argument?
I think
here?
she's had time to think about this too, by the way.
Yeah.
And she's maybe set the pins up so that they start getting knocked down and maybe just
Okay,
everything
maybe it
just
has to
seems to
happen in a
align.
certain way.
I'll give you this, Dave. She's an instigator in this, and she was an instigator in the later movies with Bev.
Mhm.
She doesn't start out that way. She didn't take Mabel down there because she.
No, that was
No, I think
genuine
that's when she learned
terror.
about
She
it.
was
Yeah,
terrified.
she was.
Yeah.
She wanted to know what was happening, and she thought maybe it was her dad.
Well, she said
So-
the
She said
word
Pennywise.
Pennywise.
Yeah, I think from that point, it seems that she's instigating. I have a hard time believing that
Papa?
she's developing these elaborate schemes.
I don't even know what you're saying. You're laughing so loud right now.
She
I'm
said
sorry.
she has a hard time believing she's developing elaborate schemes. But I think it's evolved over the years, though.
Yeah, I don't even think you have to do
I don't
that
think
much.
I don't think it started out that way.
You can
No.
dismiss the Lily thing
But
because there's
she's-
literally no evidence for it.
Yeah.
But the Hank thing and then her tattling on Hank or like ratting out Hank.
No, the Hank
Yeah.
thing she did. Yeah, she
Like
did that
she's
for sure.
Yeah, she's trying to start something there. And she knows there'll be lots
And
of
she knows Hank's the
bloodshed.
projectionist, so why
Yeah.
not send the kids to the movie theater where he would likely be anyway?
Mm.
We didn't see her before when Lily was hanging out with Phil and Teddy and them. So
No.
why do you think she sent them to they went to the library and found
She didn't.
out.
All she knew was that Hank was the projectionist,
Yeah.
and she would make it with Hank, and so it would be a cool. What, make it? What, she's making it with Hank. She's making it. She was macking it and making it. Mac and cheesing it.
What are you, 72?
Just the parlance
Around
of the
that
times.
time, they would have said making hanky panky, right? So
Whoopee.
Making it.
whoopee,
Making
making whoopee.
Thank you,
Making
Bridget.
whoopee.
Making it with Hank.
Where's your favorite place to have whoopee?
What's your favorite place to neck,
In the
doll?
fanny.
Yeah, they're in the back seat
Anyways.
necking.
No, so then, okay, see, this is why I keep thinking, oh, she has to have been the one who set up the death of Lily's father, because if she were to get Lily involved, because she knows Lily is friends with Maddie, or maybe orchestrated them somehow becoming friends, then
I think you're reaching.
You're
a little.
going too far.
Yeah, I think you're reaching.
I think that's
a little.
too far. If she was gonna try and pull any strings on any of these children, wouldn't it be Maddie? He was the most vulnerable.
he's the catalyst. I think her having some sort of tacit connection to Maddie would make it so that Lily would find out what happened to him all this time. Does she count on her finding other forms of meat for Pennywise to eat? No, but she definitely knows that she wants to get Lily involved in being the Mabel of this situation, and then seeing how far that goes. Setting up Hank to be part of the massacre at the end is just like a linchpin to the whole scheme. She's so spectacularly happy about Lily's progress. It's beyond her wildest dreams what she was able to accomplish, though.
Firm disagree.
Yeah, she didn't know that Lily was even seeing Pennywise until that moment in the attic or the bedroom or whatever that room was, because Lily notices everything and you see genuine surprise on Ingrid's face. And she's like,
Yeah.
You've seen him.
Yeah, I think she was hoping.
Well, because up to that point, she hadn't
we
seen
know
the
that.
clown.
Right.
Yeah.
We know she was hoping because she followed them to the graveyard.
Yeah.
Yes.
But she
So was
didn't
she
know that
able
they
to see
had
all the
seen
ghosts
him.
flying around after them?
Good
No.
question.
No, I don't think so.
No, she was just the one
Okay,
that
so-
appeared in the darkness and the shadows with
Yeah.
Will
In the,
that one
And
mausoleum.
her eyes were glowing
Yeah.
for some reason.
because the flash,
Mm-hmm.
which happens. Yeah,
But her eyes are still glowing
people.
in the yard.
yeah. And
too.
well, it's true. It's rare
On
on people.
animals, but not people.
Yeah.
Well, also it was blurry too. So if it hit the eye in a certain way,
You were saying that you felt like she was combing Lily to what? Be a sacrifice?
grooming, you mean?
I don't think that's at all what's happening. She has a kindred relationship with Lily because she views Lily
I
as the
agree.
only person who could understand her.
She even says as much.
You too lost your father. Out of anyone, you would get this more than anybody else. So when Lily doesn't, that's what's upsetting to her. It's not that she like feels like she's lost Lily or anything like that. It's because
I didn't say that.
Lily's not going to understand what happened. Well, it seemed like you were trying to say that it wasn't like that it was more of like
a sacrificial thing.
Yeah, that's I don't think that's the intention at all.
No, I think two things can be true. I think it would have been bonus points if Lily was on her train, considering everything that Lily went through. But I definitely think she was, well, grooming her, sure. If she could get Lily to be the next her, to continue doing what she did. She's not going to live forever. She's definitely not going to live to the next cycle if she knows about cycles. Unless, right?
Well,
Pennywise could have explained that I come out every so often. So, by then she'll be, she was born in 1900. She was 8 years old as Periwinkle in 1908. You do the math from the album photos and their dates.
She's old. She's very old, but she does live.
When they showed Periwinkle in the past, was that 1908?
Correct.
Isn't it 19?
She looked way older than 8 years old.
She did look older than 8 in that costume. Yeah.
Well, the hair makes her look older.
Maybe.
But she was definitely 8 years old.
I guess I assumed she was closer to Shaw's age. I thought she looked more like 12.
She's younger than Shaw, technically. So there's that. So the next cycle would be, she's 60. What year is it now?
62. So Music Man came out in 1962, and that's the movie they're watching in the first episode. So
The next cycle, she will be 89-ish.
Yeah, she's old.
Yeah.
We see her.
Okay.
She's old.
Okay.
Well, no, we see Pennywise as her. That's
Exactly.
not really her.
Yes. Yeah.
So
You're right.
That was one of my questions.
And also,
actually.
that's in 2017 when you see her too.
That's
or
true.
2016,
Again.
whatever it is. Yeah.
Right.
She lived probably maybe to the next cycle. Or the
Is she
beginning
Probably
of
till
it.
it was
dead in
just
the
club.
next one? I don't
See,
know.
They never
that's
really
great.
talk
We don't
about
know. We don't
her
know.
That would be
Okay.
a
in
great
chapter
season
1.
two,
So.
by the way.
Okay.
Or even like now. Because I kind of want to know what happens to her this season, and then maybe if the next season follows this gang into the next cycle, let's say.
No, it won't, because that's where the movies pick up. The movies happen in the next
Oh, is
cycle.
that right?
Movies
Yeah,
is the
that's
next
right.
cycle.
Well, they could follow it in parallel.
The next season's going to go back in time.
Well, that's what I assumed, but I don't really know.
We don't know yet.
I
No,
think
I thought
somebody
it
had
was-
said that.
I thought it was confirmed.
Yeah, it's been announced.
We were having a discussion about the airbase whether the air base was located directly in Derry, and we find out this episode it is not. The air base is outside of Derry.
It is at least outside the barrier.
Leroy Hanlon tells us during his conversation with Will,
right before he smacks him, do you understand? We're safe. Not for me.
Right?
Not for my punches or, a backhanded slap or whatever the hell it was.
I will say I was very surprised and relieved and just all around happy that he was so forthcoming with what happened down there, telling Charlotte, this thing can read your mind and it shapeshifts and so often in shows and movies, we see a lack of communication, right? And they're like, oh, you just wouldn't understand. And they just like button up. But no, he is like freely offering this information, no matter how crazy it sounds, totally telling Charlotte everything. It was such a breath of fresh air and a different thing that we don't see very often.
I'm surprised he didn't outright say, you appeared down there and I had to shoot you in the face. That's how crazy this thing is.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't. He said this to somebody else. But there was the episode where he sees the silhouette of Pennywise, but now we know that
was
actually Periwinkle, right?
It was
and
Ingrid
he comes out and he's all acting all crazy.
Are you talking about when he's in the road?
Yeah, that's right.
He goes, well, Will saw
right, and then
Periwinkle.
Oh, okay.
But I thought Leroy did it. He saw the balloon.
Oh, you're right.
Floating in the...
But he still acted crazy.
Yeah, he did. Yes, he was acting crazy. You
Which
got
is really
that
more
part
of my
right.
point.
Good job.
So now after his sewer incident, right? The sewer debacle. Of course he's being forthcoming. It's a thing we love. But I don't think it's going to serve him well when it comes to this whole thing that's about to happen. Because if he starts talking to like regular people about this thing and they're in the heat of this mouth foaming mob justice, quote unquote, it's not going to go well for him. He's just going to get swept up in it somehow. Because who's going to, I don't know. I mention this reference every now and again. What's about to happen next is a lot like what happens at the end of, I think, season 3 of Star Trek when they introduce the Borg. It's like the unwinnable situation. You know what's coming or what's about to come, or you feel like what's about to come is absolutely impossible to stop. And it's like watching a car crash in slow motion. Literally, the sign outside the black spot is, please do not speed over 15 miles an hour. So this is the slowest of car crashes. And I don't know who said this in one previous recording, but it's kind of like there's some really, really hard to swallow concepts that if they go full tilt on, especially when it comes to something like this, it's hard to watch. And we will. We had talked about that last episode, I think, that it's just hard to watch the show sometimes. On the other side of that argument, there are some things that the head Patty, Patricia, whatever her name is, the bully, she called Ricky, Ricardo. I thought she could have gone a little further with that. Just saying out loud. Well,
I think it was enough.
No, it wasn't enough.
Okay.
Could have gone a little harder.
They're children, but okay.
Yeah.
We were once children. We've heard way worse. You know you have.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Thank you.
From adults, mainly. But okay.
From adults?
Yeah.
Can I just say I'm so happy Marge didn't fall back to going back to the patty cake. She
touch and go for a second there. I thought for sure.
It was. I thought she was going to. I was like, no, please.
The Pavlovian response, though, too. Right? Oh, hi, Patty. When she looked back at everybody else staring at her, I was like, oh, God. She's not going to be able to stand up for herself. She was so wrapped up with Rich. She didn't realize she was at the geek table. Like all little molecular models on the table, like just to emphasize how geeky or freaky these kids are, right? Nerds, Bridget would say normally. I'm throwing you under the bus. And then Marge looks back and goes, oh, well, I guess that wasn't so bad. Actually, I feel terrible every single time I'm with you, Patty Cake. So how about this? She shows them her droopy eye.
One gagging at the side of her eye. Like it wasn't even that bad.
Oh,
like it's
I thought she
hard
choked
to look
on her
at,
gum.
She was choking on her gum. She gasped so hard at the eyes.
She's always like smacking. So
gotcha.
We all have one friend that does it. Just obsessed with gum. I don't know. Maybe it's not a thing anymore, but
it is. It's me. I'm that friend.
Oh, I really like chewing gum also. I can't chew Double Bubble because I swallow it because it gets too slimy and then I can't stand chewing it anymore. And then I do like a minty gum.
Yeah.
And lately, I've really wanted Big Red for some reason.
That little spicy pregnancy cravings, right?
I was going to say that's a pregnancy.
That's that spicy cinnamon gum ish.
I used to get the Big Chew.
Oh, yeah. But see, I want to swallow that too.
The Big League Chew or
Big League. Yeah. I start chewing it and then all of a sudden it gets too slimy and I'm like, I gotta swallow this. It's just better.
Big League Chew sort of does this disintegration thing though, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, like it turns really gross.
Oh, Fruity Stripe is my favorite fruit stripe.
Man, I haven't had Big League Chew forever.
I
don't think they make my favorite flavor of that anymore though.
What's that?
Grape?
Green apple.
Green apple. Oh, grape they still make, and they still make the bubblegum, I'm pretty sure.
But regular, yeah. But...
You heard it here, folks.
Yeah.
So let's stay here for a second because I think it's in that scene that Rich gives Marge an eye patch. And this is what he says. I'm not going to dispute it. Supposedly belonged to a Corsair my ancestors knew back in Cuba. But there is only one Corsair in the history of Cuba. His name is Rahma ibn Jabir al-Jalhami. He existed from 1760 to 1826. He was an Arab ruler.
Okay, there we go. I was like, if this is meant to be pronounced with a Spanish accent, you're butchering it.
No, that's what's so interesting about it, isn't it?
Yeah.
This was an Arab ruler and pirate primarily known for his activities in the Persian Gulf region. But wait, while most famous for his Gulf exploits, historical records indicate connections to Cuba during his career. According to some accounts, Rahma ibn Jabir al-Jalhami conducted some of his pirate operations in the Caribbean and lived in the San Lazaro district of Havana, Cuba. This was likely during a period that overlapped with the U.S. Navy's West Indies anti-piracy operations in the area. His primary area of operations, however, remained in the Persian Gulf, where he gained notoriety for his ruthlessness, wearing an eye patch after an injury, and his dramatic death, lighting gunpowder kegs on his ship, which was called Al-Ghatrusha, to avoid capture by the Al-Khalifa family, killing everybody aboard, including his 8-year-old son. So he's like death before dishonor, but like everybody dies.
Scorched
Rahma
earth.
ibn Jabir al-Jalhami is sometimes considered a national hero in Qatar. I thought that was an extra flourish to this guy's background.
We killed everyone, but he's a hero.
So if Rich is telling the truth, which it's very likely that he isn't, but let's just say that he is.
Well, it's just like a fun family embellishment, I'm sure, you know?
Sure, but if that's the case, this would be the guy they got the eye patch from.
Rich is that kid that believes every single family story he's ever been told.
Yeah.
Like when my great-grandpa told me he invented the question mark.
Say more.
He also invented jazz.
Sure.
Yeah.
The dates don't line up at all, but okay.
No. He was the mayor of his town, Poseyville, which, funny enough, is where Paul Bunyan and Babe the Blue Ox died and are buried.
Oh.
I did a whole report on my granddad when I was in junior high, and this is all in my report.
Well, families just say weird stories like because it's funny. Because my mom told me that when I was born, I came out and I had a cone head, you know, as babies do. So what I did was I just pressed down on it to round it out so you didn't have a cone head anymore. Obviously, my mom didn't press down on my skull.
Right.
I hope not.
Yeah. It's just those cute little family
They're
stories.
just stories that they tell you because they think it's funny. And then you grow up for a little while thinking, that checks out. You definitely formed my skull.
Because you heard it from
checks out.
From an adult, you believe it.
Yeah.
Well, it's like... I would never call my dad a liar. My dad was a paramedic in New York City for 20 years. He has some crazy stories. Most notably that he pronounced John Lennon dead.
Oh, okay.
He worked in the city in the 80s and stuff like that. So I'm inclined to believe it. But
maybe he knew somebody
there's no way
who
for me
did.
to prove it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how he remembers it. That's all that
I'm
matters.
pretty sure he at least worked on them when
There
that
you
happened.
go.
But yeah.
Well, it's just like when you tell kids, if you swallow watermelon seeds, you're going to grow a watermelon in your belly. You can't swallow gum because it'll stay in your digestive system for 7 years. None of those things are real. It's not real, by the way, Dave. It comes out normal.
Yep.
My dad told me if dragonflies landed on me, they would sew my eye shut.
Oh, wow.
Whoa,
That's horrifying.
That's a bad man right there.
That's horrifying. That's terrible. Why wouldn't you be? Of course you would be. I don't want those near me.
No. I don't even know why he said, like, they don't do
For
anything.
what reason? Because it's funny to them?
Yeah.
Well, and then, of course, Marge is in love with it. She's always wanted to be a pirate and a knight. And all those two things are from two gross things. The gross eye patch, which is undoubtedly from the grandpa who had pink eye, and the chamber pot next to Rich's bed, basically. Even knights had them.
They give us an important bit of information that even though we don't see it happening, these kids are still very much being tormented by Pennywise through the pipes.
Right. They can't go to the bathroom for the, oh boy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. We don't see it, but they definitely, they mention it. So we know it's
happening.
happening.
Also, let me point out that Marge asked for the information. She said, no, please share it with me. And then when he did, she was absolutely disgusted by it. I was like, you asked. You pushed him to do it.
But that's why she paused. So she was grossed out by it because she's like, oh, God, that's kind of a lot. But then to soften that, she says, oh, well, that's okay because chamber pots were used even by knights. And she's trying to say, like, it's okay. You're still brave. You're still tough. We're still going through this together, which
is literally what he did about her eye.
I don't like the theory for Rich. I don't like the idea that Marge is Trash Mouse mom.
Wait. That's the part you don't like?
She doesn't like the reason.
I don't like that she would have named him Rich because this Rich dies. And like, that's her way of paying her respects to him. Later in life is naming her son.
That's what you don't like. Exactly.
I hate that because I don't want that to be the case. Too much? Well, he's just like a really sweet, likable kid. And so this is going to be really heartbreaking if that were to be what happens.
Which is exactly why it's gonna.
Just not ready for it.
There's so much we're not ready for.
Well, we already know Will has plot armor, so.
Yeah, precisely.
Yeah, he does.
Boy, people are coming out of the woodwork saying nobody really has plot armor.
But
it's not true,
do.
but okay.
But they do to an extent. Like, he get hurt, but he's definitely not going to die.
Right.
That's like we know Teddy's brother lives because he has to. Because there are no other Eurus kids now. So
right. And Will has to live because he has a son.
It's funny because like even in the beginning of the episode, it doesn't matter if Will lives or not. Because at least in the movies, he's no longer there when Leroy is teaching Mike how to not have fear, right? You mentioned this in the last episode. In the books, they're alive, whatever. They didn't die in a fire or whatnot.
Yeah, it doesn't happen that way. But yeah, in the movie, he dies in a fire.
I love that first scene, though, because the first scene in this episode, not the first scene, but of them fighting and Leroy strikes him, something about that really made me so sad because I sped ahead to the movies where he was doing the thing with Mike. And I just thinking to myself how this is how it's going to go down, and you're probably not going to have a connection to your family until Mike shows up on your doorstep after your kid, whom you hit, dies.
Yeah.
And then you have to be the one to protect him. And all this time you knew about this town. And obviously this town makes you forget about these things.
Why didn't he leave Derry?
Because maybe he felt like it was his burden to bear at that point.
Maybe. But at that point, I feel like as the adults tend to do, they forget.
Well, that's sort of what I mean too, but maybe he didn't forget.
To be fair, we don't know that Leroy ever leaves. Leroy could stay. Charlotte and Will could leave.
Right.
And not ever reunite. This could be the end of this family, as far as we know. We know nothing about Charlotte.
No, we don't.
So who knows? This could be it.
Yeah, Mike from probably a young age came over to Derry to be with...
Well, because his parents died, and then he gets sent to live with his grandfather. Yeah, exactly.
And for that point, he stayed, right? Interesting.
Yeah.
Also sad, though, because again, you go back to that scene where they're fighting. It just made me so sad to think, according to the movies.
Yeah.
That's sadder if we're thinking that they leave and they don't ever come back, because then this is really like Leroy's last interaction.
Well, and also think about what's about to happen at the black spot. That could be the flashpoint, and that's how they have to leave, is just escaping for their lives. And that's the last image. You didn't make it right with your kid.
Well, I'm very interested
to make it right with Mike.
What happens here, because
try to.
The black spot lore is not following the book like at all.
No, but we know that it's still going to be the incident that happens.
Yeah, but like none of the people that are in there are in there in the book. That's what's confusing about this. I'm really interested to see what happens.
So I'm curious to know. I don't know what that is. Is this something that we want to discuss?
Well,
after
we discussed it after. Yeah, it's a little spoilery. I'll refrain from it now, but we can go over it when we get to that point, so I can explain what the differences are.
Why don't we just do it now?
Right now, it's a theory. Nothing's really spoilery.
That's true.
Especially if you're saying that it's not tracking so far. Then
none of this
other than it being
tracks.
called the black spot. Yeah.
The black spot is a cataclysmic ending augury event in the book. And the black spot is started by Will Hanlon and Dick Halloran. What? That time frame doesn't make any sense for this show. So what they've done is they've aged Dick back to be as old as Leroy, when technically he would have been closer to Will's age.
I think Dick is young. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, I was
Not
about
by
to say
that much. They're much closer in age, Will and Dick, and that's not at all the case for this, which is fine. If the whole concept behind this is an extended universe and they're trying to plan that out, then that might be why they've pushed Halloran back.
Based on what his age is at the time of The Shining, which takes place when? 1990s?
Oh my gosh.
Depends on the version you're watching.
If it's the 70s in the
We're going with
books, then it
Kubrick's
would be
because
the
that's
90s.
the canon one to the movies, technically. If they're going based on that age, then that would be why they de-aged him to this point, if it lines up. I think.
I don't know if it's going to play into a larger cinematic universe or whatever.
They've already referenced the stuff with the box and Dr. Sleep, so I feel like they kind of want to connect it to the movies that have already been established.
The only thing that's unfortunate is that as of right now, season 2 has not been greenlit.
Welcome to Derry?
Correct.
Ooh.
If the theory that they're going backwards is correct, then that doesn't really matter.
They have confirmed that like the writers did want to go backwards, that like each season would be its own encapsulated storyline, which is why there's these scenes here where it's like all in black and white with Ingrid is like supposed to kind of be like, oh, because maybe we would go back to this would be the time before that.
Right, the 1935 Bradley Gang Massacre event.
But now we don't know because it hasn't been greenlit yet because the reviews have been like semi-mixed about this, which I don't really get. But
really? Has it?
I've only seen positive stuff.
I've seen really positive stuff, but I don't know like ratings wise if it's done as well as they would hope that it would. But to be fair, it's on HBO and it's streaming and like it just takes longer, I think, for them to get the data.
Last I heard, if it was correct, was that it actually broke HBO streaming records for like the last 5 years.
Did it really?
Outside of Game of Thrones.
Outside of Game of Thrones.
I was going to say it broke Game of Thrones. That's crazy. But that makes way more sense to say outside of Game of Thrones. A lot of stuff broke last night and into today, but all of it focusing on this Ingrid Kirsch scene, really. But they confirmed maybe a week or two ago that the plan was to go backwards. But anyway.
Okay.
It's weird that it's not greenlit. That's all I'm saying.
HBO is always kind of finicky with that stuff with a new series.
Yeah. Obviously, they spent a lot of money on this too. So they'd have to recoup a lot.
That's literally what I was about to say.
To make it worth their while. Because they brought in Bill Skarsgård.
Probably.
He's not a cheap actor at this point. He's really made a name for himself. So
it's the whole dynasty.
Yeah.
The Skarsgård dynasty.
You're paying for the Skarsgård name. Okay.
It's like the Trump Hotel, the Skarsgård name.
You're paying for the brand. Okay.
Georgie? Sorry.
The Black Spot. Halloran and Will start the Black Spot as a club in town. I don't think it's edge of town. If it is, it's not like this far out. It's meant to be
in the boonies.
More of like an actual club.
It's not literally right outside the base.
And what happens is that a fire starts, people are locked inside of it, and then they're pressing up against the doors so nobody can get out. Now, Dick is outside of the club with Will, I'm pretty sure. Dick is using his shine to try to help people. And it works for a little bit, but like I said, then the people stampede essentially up against the door. And so then all they can hear is all these people dying and screaming inside.
It's got to be hell on Dick.
Yeah, you can only imagine because he can then see everything. So anyway, all this extra stuff with like Hank and the kids being there, it's not in the book. None of this is right.
We do see images of that in the preview, I think, for the next episode.
I mean, it makes sense because the Black Spot is literally the name of the club.
Right.
Yeah. I think it would just be the event similar in name only.
It was military. And I forgot to mention, it's burned down by a white supremacist group, because we talked about this too, the Maine Legion of White Decency. And this is supposed to have happened in 1930 in the books.
The movies are aged 30 years. So there you go.
But it still doesn't make any sense because it's Will and Halloran.
Right. Jason just said Air Force Coke is not in the book. No.
Dude, who gives kids liquor? That was so weird.
Okay, we have to talk about this now because we talked about this before we came on, probably before we even hit the record button. All Rachel could say was, "That's a bad man." She's like pointing and yelling at the screen. I'm like, wait, who's a bad? Am I the bad man?
I did read excerpts from the book to Rob and Rachel off camera last week because in the Reddit r/Stephen King, this was mentioned as one of the most unnerving descriptions that King had written.
Exactly, the Black Spot Massacre thing?
Yes, correct. Okay, because of how vivid it is.
Let me mention this as a little bit of a port in the storm. Do you remember the fella whose name we never got, that was friends with Dick, and they were going out, and we knew Reggie, but we didn't know this other guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got his name from IMDb. At the risk of you laughing your face off, his name on IMDb is Loverboy Jax. Jax.
The captions did say Jax when he was speaking.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Didn't mention Loverboy. But there was so much going on. It only clicked
This
when
whole
you
series
just said
is so
it
much
right
going
now.
on.
I know. But he's bad. Jax is a bad man.
A bad
No,
man.
Jax isn't the person who served.
He's not the
the
guy who did
kids.
it.
No.
I thought that was the same guy because we see him later at the table with Schmooze and the girl.
It's definitely not the same guy.
Okay, but it is the same guy later who's schmoozing on the girl. I thought that's who you were talking about.
No. Outside the club as the white supremacist gang came in. That's who I was referring to. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay, never mind.
Oh,
Again.
Yes. The bartender was flirting with them once.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
complete misunderstanding. I see what you're saying.
That's who I thought you were talking about.
I get it. That girl, super cute. Super young. Super
was,
young.
Yeah, she was cute. She was cute.
She was super cute.
Okay, so Jax is outside with
Completely
this,
forgivable.
with this
by the way.
pretty little Betty.
Yeah, well, yeah. The other girl was there, and it was like, okay, well, if you have to compare the two, why didn't he hit on
We're
the other
not
girl?
comparing.
I'm at the black spot in my head.
Bad man.
I also had a few Air Force Cokes.
Okay, Air Force Coke aside.
Also know how to play the drums. Not as well as Rich, though. Jeez Louise.
Well, we
Oh,
were
no, he's real
talking
good.
about the Air Force Coke
Yes.
I
and
don't
the
know what
kids
we're talking
being
about right now.
and the kids being served. And then
Well,
you
we were
Okay.
and then
technically
you started talking
about
about Loverboy Jax, and then
No,
Okay.
I talked about Loverboy Jax first. You were, yeah, no, that's right. You
No,
were.
we were
did go
talking
back and
about
forth.
Air Force
You're right.
Coke.
You're right. We were going back
which
and
is
forth.
why I
Right.
got confused.
I
David,
understand completely.
are we talking about Jax and his lovely lady outside, or
Well,
are we talking about the
as a
kids
break
getting
so
drunk?
that Bridget could start reading about how
No, we
unnerving.
don't have to. I mean, we can save it for next week. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Since we're in the black spot, Rich kisses his hand and it touches the face of a particular person hanging on the
Yes.
wall. Sarah
Yeah.
Vaughan.
Yes.
Yeah, 1924 to 1990.
Mhm.
Often called sassy, quote unquote, or the
Mhm.
divine one,
the
quote unquote.
divine one.
Influential American jazz singer and pianist renowned for her exceptional vocal range, technical control, and improvisational skills. Considered one of the greatest voices of the 20th century, she helped popularize jazz singing and influenced generations of vocalists. All that sort of bebop scat sort of situation that's going on.
Mhm.
She's the godfather of that.
Did you guys watch Sinners?
Godmother.
I want
Yeah,
to.
you
but
did,
I haven't
Rob?
yet.
Yes, I did.
Okay, did the girl singer in the band at the Black Spot not look like Mary
A bit, yeah.
from Sinners? That's like what I thought of when she jumped up there all of a sudden. I was like, who is that? Is she a vampire?
We saw two singers tonight.
Yeah, I saw a few.
The white girl.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
If you haven't seen Sinners, I highly recommend
Strongly
it. It's great.
recommend.
No,
It's a
it looks
great
really
movie.
good.
It's a
Was that on
great
I really want to
Stars? I
watch
forget
it.
You
which
would really
network.
like it because it's got a lot of Irish
That's
music in
on
it, Rachel. It's really
HBO,
good.
I believe.
That's
Oh,
really good.
okay. Good recommend then.
Mm-hmm.
Michael B. Jordan.
And Haley Steinfeld.
I wanted to ask you guys a question. I think I already know the answer, but I just wanted your take on it. We know Dick's having a rough time right now. He's seeing things he doesn't want to be seeing. We see this when he walks into the black spot early on, coming in and he's looking for a drink. And you can see it on his face. He's looking around and he can see dead people everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But then he stops and he's standing in a puddle of water. And he's like, oh, the icebox is melting. And the guys don't look at him like he's crazy. Do you think the water was really there?
Yeah.
I thought he
I
pissed
did.
himself at first.
Oh.
No,
But-
I thought the water was there. I
Mhm.
felt like it snapped him out of it. I think that at first he was like, oh, my visions are getting
Literal.
like pretty bad. And then I
Mhm.
think he was like, oh, wait, like, no, that's like, it's
Okay,
actually.
Honestly, it works-
this is reality. I like
It
that
actually works either
explanation.
way for me, by the way.
Well,
Yeah.
because you'll notice there was a reaction change. At first, he's like
Mhm.
really out of it. There's like kind of this weird ambient sound playing in the background. You're not seeing anything he's seeing, which I actually really love. Like, thank you for
Oh,
not showing
so
everything.
good, yeah.
Because my imagination is going to be way worse than anything
Jaws.
that you could show me. And then all of a sudden, he looks down. And it's like the ambient sound is gone. The
He
vision
comes
clears
back,
up.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's almost like he snaps out of it. That was what I gathered from that. I have no idea if that's accurate. It's just what I thought.
No, I kind of took the same thing away. I was like, that water's real, right?
I mean, I like Rob's theory that he peed himself and then.
Well, that's what I thought at first. I was like, he looked like he was frightened, and then he looked down, and then he snapped out of it because he's like, "Oh, I pissed myself," and then he goes, "The icebox is leaking," and then he walks away.
Clean that up.
I would have jumped straight to piss. I was just like, he was just in a sewer. Maybe he moved a certain way, and water just went down his leg. I mean, I don't know. Or again, he's seeing things, and like, oh, I'm drowning again. Oh, it's a bathtub I was in. Anyway.
Well, and a lot of his visions have been involving water too.
Yeah.
So I could see how the water could go either way.
And even still, there was one transition that actually, on the heels of this, well, let me start by this. There's a bookend here because Hanlon is disrespected by Masters. I don't remember if this is the first episode or the second episode. I think it was the second episode.
First episode. Right off the jump. It's like one of the first scenes.
It happens again with Halloran. He doesn't care at all. He tells him to get out, basically. Yeah. I just thought that was an interesting sort of weird reverse bookend sort of situation.
That's completely different, though.
Understandable,
I mean, Halloran
too.
is going through trauma. Masters was just a dick.
No, absolutely. I'm just saying it's kind of a reverse bookend because the same thing happens under different circumstances. Different people are saying it.
And Leroy's reaction to it is completely different, too.
Correct. He was more calculated and cool with Masters, but not at all cool with Halloran, which again, it pairs very well with the earlier scene where Charlotte's like, remember how calculating and cool Hanlon was with Masters when he was trying to discover who it was?
Yes, he was more professional, but I feel like he was more sympathetic with Dick. He understands he's going through crap. He wants him to do the right thing. He knows he's going through some trauma right now.
I don't think he feels that. I think you're projecting 100%. I don't think he feels anything for Halloran. It's the same way he's acting towards Will right now. Maybe it's unconscious. Maybe he's blaming it on the trauma of losing Polly. It kind of goes to what Halloran said when he rooted around Hanlon's mind. He's constantly calculating. He's trying to figure out the best way forward. It goes to what he says about the Korean War. We didn't go far enough. Things like that. To kind of see things through. He'll see things through to a fault. And I feel like that's happening here too. He just can't get out of his own way enough to really see the damage that barreling through is going to cause. He doesn't care about what's happening to Halloran.
But we talked about this at the beginning, Dave. If he doesn't follow through on this, he views it as everyone who died for no reason.
Right.
Including his best friend.
Course.
Well, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying, you have to understand where he's at. I don't necessarily think he's wrong. Halloran is shutting down when he really needs to be stepping up.
Yes.
Now, I can also understand Halloran's perspective because he is seeing some really messed up stuff that he can't really explain to anybody else. And he has no guide any longer to help him because his grandmother's gone. He hasn't even seen her since the last time he saw her in the woods and the incident in the bathroom.
The moment the box opened.
Yeah.
And we're forgetting about one thing completely, though. And that's just because you can't feel fear doesn't mean everybody else can't.
Not sure.
That is definitely an additional factor. Of course, he can't see the forest for the trees because if he can't see his own fear, how can he recognize in somebody else? The deck is stacked with this fella. I do feel bad that he can't see that, what he's doing.
Yeah.
Well, and I call it now. He doesn't leave Derry.
Yeah.
I feel that way. Yeah. Because he has to see it through to the end, to the very end. So I want to go back to Dick because it's a transition where it feels like he's still in the sewers, basically. Like he never left. And I forget exactly where this happens. And I thought it was super, super cool.
Are you talking about like when the sound is muffled and he's sort of like dreamy? Because that's towards the end when he goes back to the black spot the second time. And he's walking in and everybody's partying, but everything's just sort of muffled and they're like saying hi to him, but he's just sort of not there.
I could see that being the effects of the sewer. But to me, it almost felt like that's him now trying to drown out everything that's around him with alcohol.
Okay, yeah.
It's like the muffling of everything because he's trying to be as drunk as possible to avoid seeing all the stuff that is open to him now.
It's actually right before Hanlon comes in to talk to him. So transitions to Dick drinking. I only wrote Dick. I was trying to look for Halloran. Transitions to Dick drinking, which implies, is he still in the sewers part? Because everything is like super swimmy and weird. And then when Hanlon leaves, it's exactly as Halloran said to him. Once I acknowledge the voices, he'll start hearing them and he can't not hear them anymore. And true to form, every time we see Dick, at the start of every scene where we see Dick, he's hearing voices and it gets worse every time, kind of like the title music. And the last time it starts with all the voices and the chuckling kids like in the background. And then it does this really long crossfade into what's happening in reality where finally he can hear the people that are talking to him.
This is really unrelated, but have any of you watched the show Medium with Patricia Arquette?
I know what you're talking about, but no, I've never
heard
seen
of it, but I don't think I've watched it.
She's just like a mom who happens to be a medium. Anyway, she tries to treat it with alcoholism. Her brother, too, becomes like a raging alcoholic because they have like a really hard time ignoring what's happening around them. And yeah, if you feed into it, if they know that you can hear them, suddenly it becomes amplified. Then they want your help and they like want to tell you things and they want to talk to you. And you're like, I'm just trying to like live my life. I don't want to deal with this.
Right. And even Jason says, for a moment, I didn't think he was really there in the black spot.
I did love Halloran describing what his grandma taught him and how to put them in the box. Obviously, we talked about it last week with him showing it and Pennywise opening the box, but him actually describing the process to what he actually teaches Danny in The Shining.
In Dr. Sleep.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the tiny little detail of Dick saying that his grandmother had only a fraction of the kind of power he has. And yet she could still teach him this trick, which it's an interesting detail that kind of makes Richard Halloran later on quite amazing, telegraphing his thoughts across a great distance to little Danny.
I want to talk a little bit about the effect and the power that this shard is having over Lily.
Okay. Yeah, I thought maybe there'd be something to talk about
it's
there.
Like Gollum.
Yeah.
I thought that, or she's holding a Horcrux.
I mean, this thing is supposed to provide protection, so you want to believe it's something good, right? But she has this scary possession over it and like won't even let Will hold it.
I think, like as Bridget said, it is her precious.
Or just her?
I think it may be both. Because remember, this thing is a piece of what encased it when it came to Earth. So it might be imbued with dark energy of its own in order to keep him in prison. So it might not be the nicest thing. That's why Rose has it wrapped up and in a safe away.
I know. It's not like they don't carry it around with them. The other pieces of the shards are buried underground. This was locked away.
It's here for emergencies only, like when giving it to Taniel.
We saw them, Dave. They weren't huge pieces.
Right.
Were they not? Well, they're definitely bigger than the shard, right? Because it's not a shard.
Yeah, but like not by
not much.
Lot. Yeah, not by a lot. Also, where's Taniel?
We didn't get that answer.
Maybe he'll resurface as a
I think
body floating
they'll
in
tie
water,
that
maybe?
end. Either he's dead or he'll show up again in some way or another.
Well, let's go back to the question, though, because I actually kind of disagree. I don't think it's imbued with anything. I think psychologically it works better. Think about it. This girl has been seeing her pickle Octodad. She's been sent to Juniper Hill Asylum a couple times already. Nobody believes her, basically, including her own mother, is not ready to visit her dad's grave. There's a whole lot of things going on. And the second she gets a reprieve, this thing was the thing to give her one, right? After all the terror, Pennywise is about to bear down on her, and this thing repels it. If I were her, I'd be sleeping with this thing. I would not let anybody else touch it. I may be in this one for all for one, Three Musketeering this S, but if I were her, there'd be a selfish part of me going, you guys aren't the ones being called crazy. I am. This thing will protect me from people calling, and yet it still doesn't.
It doesn't, though.
Right? When she's in the classroom, you see it glowing and everything. It's still not enough, which I think works way better than the shard itself causing her to lash out. Because obviously Ronnie and she are going at it too, right? Everybody in town, everything's kind of like augury.
Everything's building up, yeah.
The emanations are causing everybody to kind of gear up, the non-corporeal emanations from Pennywise, causing people to have friction with one another, except for Marge and Rich, apparently.
Yeah. I have a question. The hieroglyphs that are on the shard, were those carved by the natives, or did it have those on it already when they plucked it off of this piece of the star that you came in?
We saw them carving on
we
there.
Did? Okay.
In the,
I
when
thought Tanya
was telling
it.
the story. They did, yeah.
So why do we think those specific lines glow and not the whole thing?
Maybe because it's carved into it.
Maybe.
And the rest of it is like a covering.
A crust.
Yeah, I was thinking shell.
Crust.
It would be like the crust, yeah. Like the rest of it is the crust still. And that's like.
But that makes me think of pizza. And I like pizza. So we'll call it a pizza shard.
I think it's showing us that these carvings, in addition to the shard itself, is offering protection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks super cool.
I know, it really does. Obviously, the shards didn't do a whole lot of good because they kind of shattered when it hit Earth. Now we need something a little stronger. So
and he got out of the middle of a bunch of them then,
right?
But whatever.
I thought that too,
right?
Because wouldn't that big weird thing just keep him in one spot if that were the case? But
unless he floated straight up, right? Because that's the only way. But then why doesn't he just do that
right
now?
Out of Derry?
Yeah, why doesn't he just do that right now? I don't know.
Well, maybe it forms a dome, the shards, so he can go up all he wants. But
then the original
initial thing just have a dome?
Yeah. It's like this weird.
It's like this big petrified glass.
They didn't think about this
from
when
where
they were coming up with this weird backstory, all this retcon stuff. They didn't think any of that. Okay,
we found the hole.
I think in the end, really though, it doesn't really matter because let's say all of that's nonsense. It's all an explanation to explain why he stays in this town or this area, right? But I refer you to my first episode comments. Maybe it's like this is the best place for me. Bad things seem to come here, maybe because of me, but maybe that's why he stays.
But the shard did stop him.
Sure.
Right in the middle of the sewer.
Sure.
So
maybe they're like, it keeps him here. But maybe he could just go around one of the pillars at any point in time.
You keep saying this, but I think you're wrong.
I mean, yeah, I think I'm wrong too. I told you I admit that I'm wrong.
He did it again.
But maybe it's more terrifying that he could leave at any time, actually. And that the fact that he stays is because his emanations have poisoned the generations who will be undoubtedly, because nobody in Derry ever
then why
dies.
did he act like such an idiot? When the shard was near him, all of a sudden he was like,
That's not to say that the shard, if she wields it, can't hurt him, right? Or maybe even kill him.
He moonwalked down the sewers.
He went like this. That's what he did.
This is decades.
Lily said he looked scared, but I would argue he did not. He looked.
Michael Jackson was born in 1962.
He just looked pissed. He just looked pissed, and he was like,
"Yeah,
yeah." He was like, he's like Scooby Doo. It's like, oh, old man Withers. Like, if it wasn't for you pesky shards.
And he's still showing up, harassing Lily at school, even though
he's presenting to her. I don't think he can actually touch her while she has it.
Because sure as hell,
he can still appear to her and scare her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, listen, the fact that anything is possible here, because it occurred to me that some of this stuff could be just, oh, that's why. But maybe it's not all true.
Yeah.
They weren't there when they made up the legend, when the thing landed down. They made up a story around that. Maybe. So what did the being tell them the whole story?
Get a load of this guy. This is why you don't have any faith, my friend.
I don't believe in it. I don't believe in hocus pocus. I don't believe in mediums. I don't believe in legends or hieroglyphs, if you will, with spells and protection. I don't believe in any of that hocus pocus, okay? I live in the real world.
Okay.
Yeah, he believes people are naturally good.
Call me Papa.
This guy.
Call me Papa.
Freaking guy.
That's right.
Ugh.
Yeah, I get it. That would F me too. I realize it.
Let's talk about Will's favorite movie being an alien invasion movie.
War of the Worlds, yeah. The teleplay gone Technicolor, basically. One of the first, I think, movies I've ever seen, actually, as a kid, too.
War of the Worlds?
Wow.
Yeah. What a great movie to be introduced to cinema to.
Right.
Right.
Just ignite your sci-fi in your brain.
I might sound really stupid right now,
it's
but
not
I'm going to ask
Tom
it anyway.
Cruise one.
No, obviously. But before,
I did mention Technicolor.
Before this movie aired in theaters, wasn't it read over the radio waves?
Correct. Orson Welles on the radio.
And people freaked out and thought that it was an actual alien.
That's
okay,
actually
then I'm not dumb.
an old wives' tale.
Well, no, I don't think it is.
It wasn't. Yeah, I read that recently. The way it sounds like it was like all these people. It wasn't.
Was there backlash to it? People did get scared. I mean, it wasn't mass hysteria or anything, but people were calling the radio station in a panic, like, is this really happening? People were believing it.
Okay. It happened in 1938 was the original.
Oh, okay. I was thinking
it was
the 40s.
A long time ago.
Okay.
There were a few people that freaked out, but it was not widespread. I think the way that we're told this story, it sounds like people heard it and like everyone believed it. It was like a handful of people that were like, what's that? The man on the radio said there's aliens. Like it wasn't. It's not the degree to which it was happening, but it's more fun to like kind of visualize this big uproar of people being like, oh, this is happening. But no.
If you're hearing a story about a city that you're not near,
then
you might be like, what? Oh my gosh, poor New York. Or whatever.
New York's
someone called the Avengers.
I always wanted to go, and now I can't.
A similar thing happened with Gilligan's Island, where people wrote into the television station to say that they should
let them come home.
Come home.
Oh, stop.
Okay, but you have to understand that was like maybe like 2 people did that, right? Like there was like
that's
thousands,
so adorable.
Thousands of letters were written. 2 dummies were like, why won't they let them go home?
1 adult and 1 kid, basically.
Yeah, it's got to be at least a child in that.
1 actual adult and 1 actual kid.
Yeah.
Why won't they? And like crying as this kid writes it. Why won't they let
There's
Gilligan
tears
and
stained
friends
in the
go
paper.
home? Exactly. Can't even read it, so smudged with tears. Okay, there is a contrast here that I kind of like, and you can argue one way or the other if Ingrid was grooming Lily or not, or Ingrid had set a whole bunch of dominoes in motion and all that stuff, which you don't have to agree to any of that. Well, but there's one detail that I kind of love.
Okay,
is that when Ingrid tells Lily that she could see her dad, and nobody in Derry ever really dies, for a hot second, given the way she was arguing with Ronnie and everything, and how we don't really know how this is going to shake out, really. I kind of thought maybe she might have gone along on Ingrid's ride. Because given the way she's very protective over the shard itself, and how it's the only thing that'll protect me, wouldn't more protection be on the other side of Pennywise? I mean, not the object of Pennywise's torture, basically, but the other side of it, meaning, okay, you'll get the benefits if you just submit all your friends who probably think you're crazy anyway. It's not that she doesn't hesitate. She just basically says, my dad is dead. And I know, unlike you, that my father is dead. Now, okay, no, I definitely blame Ingrid for not being in touch with reality. She did lose her dad at 8 years old, basically. But after 62,
did she lose him or did he just leave?
We don't know yet.
That's what I wanted to get into, this was the gateway to that.
She describes that horrible day.
Right.
So, I mean, whatever it was traumatic for her, at least.
Yeah.
Right. Whatever it was traumatic for her.
I don't know. Part of me was like, did the circus just leave? And she like stayed for some reason. Something about the way she said it, I was like, dude, you just get left behind? Like, what happened?
Well, you could kind of tell that when she's sitting on the stoop, I think that was the aftermath of whatever happened.
Well, the
she's sitting there all alone.
There.
Well, maybe Bob Gray's a real creep. I don't want to go there.
Yeah.
But
and maybe she mythologizes it.
No,
I think it's kind of interesting.
I think we have similar theories about Bob Gray.
Yeah.
What if Bob Gray is like the John Wayne Gacy type? Not entirely, but goes after kids.
Yeah.
And that's why Pennywise is like,
that's where my head was going.
Yeah.
Me too.
So yes,
I can look like that guy.
See, okay, here's why I hate that, because I love clowns, and this is just not helping the clown community.
What's wrong with you?
No, it hasn't been helping the clown community for 10 years.
I really don't. I don't appreciate it. I'm a little triggered by what you just said.
Wow.
I wanted to go a little harder, but it seems like this is not being very well received. Okay. On behalf of the clown community, I step back.
Listen, clowns are all the rage right now in every horror aspect.
I just, it's just doing so much damage to the community.
Clowns are terrifying.
I'm talking about everyone loves to dress as clowns for Halloween now.
They bring joy to people's lives.
Yeah. They also bring murder.
That's
that
not
kind of
true.
That is very true.
What? No, it literally isn't actually.
Yes.
One
serious
clown
face
that we know of.
Yeah.
John Wayne Gacy ruined clowns for everybody evermore.
He really did. Yeah.
To be fair, he never actually killed anyone as Pogo.
Thank you.
No.
I was just going to say that.
See,
that just happened to be his
guys
day
are the
job.
best. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, it was just a job.
Yeah.
He left it because it gave him a way to hide who he was. I need to
create a community, like restoring the good name of clowns everywhere.
Well, I won't go that far because I told you my babysitter was a clown when I was a kid.
Rachel was too. Just want to point that out. So,
True.
But you were a clown?
Yes.
Turncoat.
My first job ever, I was a clown.
Jason had asked if there was any lore about Bob Gray and how he died. And we don't really have much information about him because he's just kind of a name that's referenced. I implore you to go to the Stephen King Reddit because there's actually a lot of really interesting theories, information. It's people who've read all of the books like many times it's Stephen King books that they're talking about. So there's a lot of like interesting information that like I wouldn't have because I haven't read all that many of his books, honestly.
Cross-reference through leaps through other books, basically.
Yeah. Because he referenced the same characters referenced like over and over again.
I heard that this clown from Derry, Maine.
Yeah.
Right.
So Stephen King had two ideas, both extremely cool. One is that an ancient eldritch being from outside the universe lived and slept under a town and fed off of it until the soul of the town is the soul of it. The other is sometime in the late 18th century, this clown called Bob Gray started terrorizing the town, and his spirit lived on and still pops up capering around during moments of extreme violence. He ended up doing both, but they don't fit perfectly. Clearly,
that's the best part.
Pennywise existed a few hundred years before. There are pictures and the house where he lived and his daughter, who's a witch and all that. But it has been there for millions of years and is kind of like a spider, but not really. But I love that. But when people see their worst fears, it's a clown underneath, not a spider. You see what I mean? It's two ideas, really.
Yeah.
And I personally think they would have been better as two separate books. This is often Stephen King's problem. This is the Stephen King fallacy.
It's a paradox. What came first?
No, yes.
He has trouble reining himself in when it comes to these like really cerebral concepts. We've seen it.
Maximum Overdrive. I'm kidding.
He has a hard time wrapping them up too.
Yeah, he does. Like he gets really excited about these ideas, and then he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to write a book about this. I'm going to write a book." And he starts writing a book, and then all of a sudden it's like, "Okay,
how do I end this now?
How are you finishing this book? Like,
okay,
where are you
let's
going?
take this to Maximum Overdrive and throw it off the cliff."
It's like, where are you going with this, dude? And I love this analogy that this person wrote. He just took two things and tried to slap it together, and it didn't work.
Hard disagree.
I like it.
The mystery is the best part.
Yeah, because you can never fully wrap your brain around it. But neither did Stephen King, I think, when he was writing. To be fair.
It's creepy enough as it is.
Like I said, that's kind of his whole thing. Because so many of his stories end up having really similar elements. Because I think he gets really excited about an idea and then maybe gets like a little bit hyper focused on it. This is going to be really scary. And so then you see,
wait till they get a load of this. It's a clown that's a spider that's really a clown that's also a spider.
And his mortal enemy
from outer
his mortal
space.
enemy, get this, a turtle.
Boom, nailed it.
According to who? According to who? Some Native Americans with their hieroglyphs. Excuse me, don't believe it.
Oh no, that's in the book, Dave.
I'm kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
I was totally like, the turtle's in the book.
Yeah.
The turtle's like a large portion of the book.
Yeah.
I can pee myself.
This turtle, he doubled down on turtle. Okay.
I want to go back to Bob Gray for a hot sec, though. I proffer a theory on this, and that is that he does leave his daughter behind. And that's what's so crazy is that act of neglect allows Pennywise to come and be like, "I'm your papa," right? And then
I don't know. I
could see
there being like a mob that comes and is like, "You've taken or did something to our kids. Get out of here!" And then he like runs off and leaves his daughter behind in the hubbub.
Or he gets killed and then it wakes up and then he becomes Pennywise.
Yeah,
right. That's kind of what I was thinking more along the lines of, wouldn't it be something if the whole thing that spins off this idea of a scary clown is perfectly innocent? They actually will go into this, I think, in the next episode, because I remember seeing like a teaser of Pennywise actually in full regalia that we saw in this episode. I don't know if it's this next episode or the one after, but we will get to see Bob Gray as Pennywise, basically.
Oh,
so
okay.
Everything I'm about to say will absolutely 100% be refuted, but I love the idea of neglect being the primer for Ingrid to be the cause of all this damage, basically. It's just this one act of neglect that causes his tailspin. And then forevermore, she idealizes this version of her father that is actually the Pennywise, and that she is the one fueling the evil that is the focal point of this clown character from Evermore. Because now, see the stigma that clowns have? It's all because of Ingrid, basically.
Periwinkle.
Who doesn't exist in real life.
She really thinks it's her dad because he told her that he is.
Right.
Which is also why he didn't kill her. He's like, oh, you could like help me unwittingly. She does know, but she's doing it for the wrong reasons.
She's trying to free her dad.
She thinks she's doing a good thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing. I thought about this for a sec because we did say that Pennywise is a creature. He's not a being. He's adapting. He's trying to figure out the best way to get the most amount of food. And he's like, oh, if I be this or do that. But I think there's an operating premise where Ingrid, she was afraid of Pennywise, but when he thought, oh, maybe she could bring more treats, Pennywise becomes her father. And because she has feelings of love, that makes her the most disgusting meal. And forevermore, she will have feelings of love towards this basically. So, of course, he doesn't go after her. it's like painting a target, basically. Anything that he becomes at this point, she'll be like, I love you, Papa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know it's really you. The dark shadow she talks about, right?
Mm-hmm.
She recognized that he can become other things. She fully embraces it. Oh, but like at the end of it, he becomes other things, like a spider, perhaps.
Yeah.
Not a turtle. We've established that.
No, turtle's the enemy, his enemy.
Right. Its natural enemy.
Yeah.
But like, oh, he
I
turned
was really
into a
hoping
shadow.
it'd get crazy and we'd see the turtle.
I think it will not suit the series. Just
Lily's
like
bracelet.
No.
another reference, there is another Hank in this series that I think I need a fact check on this because I extensively dug around it to try to find out if what I was seeing was correct. The other Hank in this series is the actual mayor of Derry, because Clint mentions the deputy mayor just ish-canned him, right?
Yeah.
Specifically, the deputy told him to pack his things, basically, right? The other Hank is the actual mayor, and he was called Naked Hank. The reason why I don't think they brought him into this series is because there's already another Hank Grogan, and that would be very confusing.
Yes, it would be.
I thought they phrased it so interesting. Why, obviously, the deputy mayor? Why not the mayor ish-canned him? So something had happened prior to the events of this series involving Naked Hank, the mayor. He was basically driven out of office, essentially. And you can only imagine what Naked Hank did. And it did involve kids, apparently.
Gross.
Yeah. I figured they didn't want to bring that in because that would make things a little bit more complicated. And maybe the association with that Hank, Mayor Hank, I guess all Hanks are alike.
Oh, no.
Why did one of the Bowers call their kid Henry also? Who knows? They just get a bad rap, these Hanks. The trick shot into the sewer with Rich's flyer. That was cool. Oh, that's what transitioned to Dick drinking. The flyer. Okay, that's how I got the impression. Oh, maybe Dickie's still in the sewers, right? Because it transitioned so well from that flyer going to the drain.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
makes sense.
Sorry, that completes that thought.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, until Lily tells Ingrid, yeah, my dad's dead, you idiot, which I loved. It really redeemed Lily because until that point, there's a pattern. The reason why I say that Ingrid was the one to orchestrate so many things, because it had to be, is because up until that point, Lily does not look good. Because it looks like Lily or Lily's influences a lot of things down the line. Lily's the one to say for them to go to the theater, and Lily with the shard, Lily yelling back. Lily looks crazy, basically, in front of everybody. And for a while, you kind of also sort of think that Lily is going crazy, or she always was crazy, because maybe some of the things that she's seeing is coming from her. I had that thought in the back of my mind as the series progresses, like, well, what if she is a little nutty and she is seeing things?
Sure.
So up until that point, that's what I thought. But when she says, I know that my dad is dead, he's not coming back, it kind of all fell into place that, oh, Ingrid is grooming this chick to either or maybe take her place, but also to be the catalyst to get more kids on side, basically, so that Penny, she even implies, like, what about my friends? Well, it's not in the cards for them. They're not on this train that I'm on and you're on. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back after these messages. We just thought we'd remind you to show this episode some love by tapping that like button, if there's one to be tapped, subscribing to our podcast or channel, and if available, enabling all notifications, and sharing the show, or clips of it, with everyone you know. And don't be afraid to reach out. Leave your questions, feedback, ideas, or even concerns in the comments section. There isn't one? Head on over to ratethispodcast.com/squawkingdead and leave your thoughts there. Rating our podcast is the best way to get our attention because it also boosts our visibility. And we'll probably address it in the next episode too. And if you think there's something to what we're doing here at Squawking Dead, tip us over on Ko-fi. As a token of our appreciation, you'll receive forever access to our Discord, along with 30 days access to our uncut episode and interview recordings, plus our pre-squawk insights. Take your support further. Join a membership tier on either ko-fi.com/squawkingdead or patreon.com/squawkingdead, and you'll unlock access to more channels on our Discord server, receive shoutouts at the end of every episode, and depending on what tier you join, the ability to join us on camera and mic to break down future episodes alongside us. Thank you for hearing us out and making it this far into the episode. We now return you to our regularly scheduled podcast. Well, the only thing I have to say is Rachel made an audible noise when the scene at the Falcon opens up with a hand being shoved down the pickled eggs.
I did.
Oh, dude, that was super gross.
Made me think of Lily's dad.
Yeah, it made me think of that too, actually.
I did actually, yeah. Well, there's eyeballs in there too. It's Lily's daddy.
Yeah.
Lily Papa. Okay, well, I think that's really it. And if there isn't, and you have something to say that we missed,
yeah,
we
please.
probably do, you should tell us in the comments or in your reviews.
You really should.
You already heard the call to action. And I guess I'll say,
we are chaotic.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Right before we started recording, I said to Bob Lucchese, Bob Gray Lucchese.
No.
He said,
nope. I refuse to be called Bob. Nope.
Babo.
Bobby.
Bobby. Hey,
Nope,
Bobby boy.
I'll stop coming on the show.
De
Nope.
Niro. Hey.
Bye. I'm out.
And that's when Dave knew he effed up. No, so
The more it bothers you, the more we'll do it. Rob,
It was one of those things my
I have a
mother,
limit.
when she named me, she was like, I just don't want anyone to ever call him Bob. I was like, then why did you name me Robert?
Well, she likes the name Robert.
His
Robert.
certificate says Roberto. So
Roberto.
it's like his daddy's Alberto.
Papa.
They get it?
You know, until I was about 7, I thought my name was Robbie. Because that's what my mom always called me.
Robbie.
And then I saw my birth certificate. I said, who's Robert?
Who the hell is
Robert.
this?
Wow.
Whose damn white baby is this?
Right.
Dave,
Oh, wait.
at the end of this, are you going to sing Yentl, but you'll sing it with the Pennywise
Yeah.
voice?
Maybe.
Or Scooby Doo.
It's your papa.
Why are you doing Tim Allen, actually?
Tim Allen, the dancing clown.
So anyway, like I was saying to not Bobbert, that I felt
Robert's
like
fine, actually. That's what my wife calls me.
I thought the episode's apex in the last episode, and then this episode outdoes it. And we know the next episode is going to be, well, hopefully crazy.
Yeah.
Unless they do the thing where they don't
where
show
they-
us what happens at the black spot.
It's going to switch over to Daniel. Switch to
Yep.
Daniel. Switch
Yep.
to
Oh,
Daniel.
Rose.
I've got Daniel.
Yep.
I was thinking going back to 1908 to where we last saw Pennywise, or right before we saw an abandoned periwinkle.
We're going to see
Nah,
everything
nah.
except what happens at Black Spot in the next
and then
episode.
the last episode
Yep.
will be the
Oh, yeah.
augury.
Yep.
Yep.
Big jerks. Augury. It's like wanted to call it the Black Augury, but it's not. It's called the
Augury.
augury.
I think
That
we're going to
makes
see
sense.
conflict at the black spot, but it's not going to be the big event until like right before the episode ends.
Well,
then
that's
the
like
next
Carl's
episode
death.
will-
I don't want to see that across
Yeah,
many episodes. Anyway, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Oof.
But hey,
All right.
that's kind of cool. I like that every episode is more ratchety than the ratchets up over the
There you
last
go.
one.
So close.
So I hope you feel the same way. And if you do, tell us. And if you don't, actually, I would really like to know. And thank you, J-Dog, for attending the chat. I've been your host, David
Yeah,
Cameo,
thanks
and I
for
was
being
joined
here.
by
Me, Cosmo09.
Bridget. You can find me at youtube.com/@punkybrewster. It's PUNKYBRUISET.
And I've been Rob Lucchese at Rob Stuff and Things. You find me on TikTok and YouTube as well.
I hope at some point a commenter calls you Bobby Bobbert, Robbie Robert,
Oh, David, stop
It's
it.
going to be my wife.
Bobby Gray.
I still like Bobby.
Hey, Bobby.
Hey, Bobby.
And I say to you, audience, have
Not
a good
real.
night and don't call Rob.
Bye.
See, I thought you were going to
No.
do it. Papa, can you hear me? When I was a young boy.
Do the
Let me do the Blackbird.
That's going to be the outro music now.
God.
Ish. But like the recorder version of it.
The meme version.
Take care, everybody. We'll see you. Good night. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so very much for making it to the end of yet another episode of Squawking Dead. This one, Welcome to Derry's 6th episode of its inaugural season, titled In the Name of the Father. We sincerely appreciate the fact that you choose to spend your time listening to us. Your time is very valuable. There's so many things attempting to grab your attention, and yet you still come back. And you're here listening to the outro, and as well you should, because there are a couple of post-production notes that I'd like to lay down on you. That sounded really weird, but we shall march on. The woman who was singing at the Black Spot, the only white woman that the ladies pointed out, did look a lot like Haley Steinfeld from Sinners and other things, but in fact it was not her. The woman who sang is named Laura Anglade, who really sang those songs. She is apparently a very accomplished singer-songwriter. She's even been on a couple of shows, actually, too, showcasing her singing talent. Second thing is the music that you're listening to right now and the outro happens to be exactly as I described. I grabbed a version of My Chemical Romance's The Black Parade, played on a recorder from a YouTube account called youtube.com/@SHITTYFLUTE. That's exactly as it sounds. I would recommend you head on over there, subscribe to their content, because they haven't updated it in about 2 years, and I think it deserves a little bit of love. It is hilarious, and I knew somebody out there would have done it. There's not a third thing, but I am really, really happy that you're here, and I hope that you too may someday become a member supporting this podcast. And if you're not even ready for that, a tip is most welcome. Anything will do. When you do, you'll be able to join our Discord forever and stay there. When you join a membership, you get more access to our Discord, plus so many other cool perks, whether it's in the Ko-fi shop, whether it's in Discord, whether it's, well, just read the description on either Ko-fi or Patreon. And one of those perks happens to be shoutouts at the end of every episode, like our Whispers members. We have no Survivors members. That's our Elite Platinum producer tier, whose distinction is the ability to join us in development calls and on our core channel on our Discord. It's a venerable position. You get to have a lot of private conversations with us, should you choose. But in our Whispers tier, we have, of course, Rob Lucchese, who joined us on this episode, and you too can join us when you join the Whispers tier. You can reach him on TikTok at robsstuff_n, as in Nancy, _thangs, THANGS. Of course, Kim.Rowley, the number 1 on Facebook. Kim Rowley, what a trooper that one is. I hope she got her sweater okay. She took advantage of a very cool sign-on perk that entitled her to a hoodie, and she happened to have chosen the Walking Dead World Beyond logo design on red, basically. So it was very sort of Christmassy colored. 'Tis the season and all that. And speaking of merch, you too can grab merch from either the new store on squawkingdead.com or our old store on TeePublic, both of which you can get to from our website, squawkingdead.com. Hit the main menu, hit the shop merch option, and you have the option of hitting either the new store or the old store. I am actually planning on adding a third store, which is where you can get our stickers. It's pretty much done. I just have to look into a couple of options to make sure that there are single stickers available, though that is a lot more expensive than buying in bulk. We do have a store on Sticker Mule, which you can visit if you head to stickermule.com/squawkingdead, I believe, or just Google Squawking Dead and Sticker Mule and you'll probably get to it. But at some point I will be linking that to the website, and you'll be able to get some of the stickers that we give away for free when you meet us in the convention circuit. Otherwise, I really hope you're enjoying this ride on It Welcome to Derry. We are really getting a lot more attention from our Pluribus clips in the last few days alone. It's now Sunday, December 7th, 2025, and it's really pleased me after relenting and writing a pretty upsetting post about how slow our growth has been. But that's the weird thing. I don't like to complain too much, but here we are. And as soon as I do, I don't like that we started getting a little bit more attention. But I'll take it. Because it's not just about me, it's about we. And I hope you remember that we are Squawking Dead.